As a reminder, Kyle Rittenhouse is the young man who successfully defended himself with a rifle in Kenosha, Wisconsin against Antifa militants. Of course, the mainstream media said that those Antifa militants were mostly peaceful protesters, and that Kyle was this, some big bad guy. Kyle was subsequently arrested and charged. And I did a whole other video about what really happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin with Kyle. You may have heard more recently that prosecutors in the Kyle Rittenhouse case want an arrest warrant for supposed breach of bail conditions. They filed for that on February 3rd, and it hasn't yet been granted. But the breach of bail was for not listing his proper address, allegedly. So basically what prosecutors are saying is that Kyle either moved from his address where he was, or that he didn't put the right address down in the first place. Neither is actually true. See, Mark Richards is one of Kyle's attorneys, and he wrote an objection to the prosecution's request for an arrest warrant. He said that an attorney working with him, that's Corey Chirufasi, asked Kenosha County Assistant DA Thomas Binger on November 30th, so several months beforehand, to request that the safe house where Rittenhouse is actually staying would be filed under seal. And they did that because they knew that Kyle was somebody who Antifa militants would want to try and kill again. Because remember, that's what happened initially. Those Antifa militants tried to kill him, and he used deadly force to protect himself. There's nothing to stop them from coming after him again, and in fact it's more likely because the media has been acting like he's some kind of white supremacist terrorist. Further, Kyle's former attorney, a guy named John M. Pierce, was told to intentionally write the wrong address on the release papers by a high-ranking member of the Kenosha Police Department. John Pierce, that same attorney, wrote in an affidavit, quote, "Due to threats made against Kyle, I was concerned for his immediate safety while transitioning out of police custody after his bond was posted. Because of these concerns, I coordinated Kyle's release with Captain Bill Beth of Kenosha County Sheriff's Office several days prior to actually posting his bond." Unquote. So now we're talking about the Sheriff's Office and the DA's office both being notified about this address issue. John Pierce went on to fully explain another instance. He says, quote, "I asked the Kenosha police captain what address to put on the form. The Kenosha police captain told me that I absolutely should not provide the address of the physical location of the Rittenhouse safe house on the form, but to instead provide his home address in Antioch, Illinois." Unquote. So now we're talking about the DA's office, the Sheriff's Department, and the Police Department, all who've been informed, all who have actually told the attorneys, no, you shouldn't actually provide Kyle's real whereabouts on these public documents. They were not only informed, they were in on the arrangement, they agreed. Kyle didn't fail to update his address at all. It was a decision made by the attorneys for Kyle, the DA's office, the Sheriff's Department, and the Police Department to protect Kyle from far-left lunatics. More Democrat-voting peaceful protesters, who want to hunt down Kyle. And now there's essentially a conspiracy to put him away for this, to put him back in jail, with best case, a higher bail amount, but more likely just to keep him there forever. The whole thing's a setup. And the pattern throughout this entire Kyle Rittenhouse case has been that this is a political persecution. And that's incredibly wrong. See, Kyle represents American values in a very real way, like the manifestation of it, for standing up for your community, for being honest and fighting for justice, for being willing to take up arms if really necessary. And he did those things. This whole case is about making us afraid of the government, making us afraid to defend ourselves. This witch hunt against Kyle continues, but really, it's about so much more than that. It's about sending a message to regular Americans who are willing to stand up and fight for themselves and for their communities. Wait, if you enjoyed that video, please remember to like and share. I can't grow without you. Also, if you want to be reliably notified of new videos, don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. If you're able to support the production of these videos, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe at Subscribestar, or maybe get one of the healthier products, or even get some merch.